Let's take a look at potentially the last Beatles song ever, which does make me very sad. But it's a cracker, and I want to show you how to play it for free today. Let's take a look. So Ringo Starr's back behind the kit, giving it his usual feel and groove. Great little quirky drum fills in this, classic Ringo stuff. We haven't really got any left hand lead up the toms this time, sort of a more standard approach to his tom playing, but there are plenty of lovely little licks and fills that you could definitely say were very Ringo-ish. Ringo-ish, you know what I mean. So the thing I've written at the top of the chart here, it's all 16th notes are slightly swung. So we've got a slight lilt, and it's one of those things that drummers from this era are just so good at doing. It's not one, the and, the two, the and, the three, and. It's not pure swung. It's quasi swung. It's not straight though. It's definitely got a lilt to it. So you'll hear that on the recording, and if you listen to any of Ringo's older stuff. When he's playing straight 16ths and 8th notes, there is always a slight swing to it because of the sort of, I guess, the jazz era that he came from. So be aware that there's this slight lilt to the notes. I've got the full chart for you to download. You can get it free from my website. Both pages, every single bar has been transcribed for you for free. I'll put a link beneath this video and also on screen if you're watching this on YouTube. So we start off with the drums coming in at 36 seconds after quite a long intro, and Ringo's playing on hi-hat and he's got crosstick being played on beats 2 and 4. And you might be mistaken to think that actually there's a lot more bass drum going on. It's actually Paul's bass guitar that's making it sound like he's playing more bass drum notes. Again, I was very lucky to find an isolated drum track for this song. Few of the sections in here I probably wouldn't have been able to work out 100% accurately without that isolated drum track because there's a lot of little ghost notes, little subtle drags and licks, and also the bass drum as well, which is quite low in the mix compared to Paul's bass guitar. So what I'm trying to say is that you'll be forgiven if you're thinking there's more going on than there really is. There isn't. Ringo's keeping it very simple to start off with. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's our first sort of 8 bars. Simple as that. There is one extra bass drum note being played though in bar 5. He plays 1 and 2 and 3, which is sort of a little sign of what comes later. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so look out for that if you want to play it note for note. So like I say, it's got 1, 2, 3, 8 bars of that for the first line. The second line, we continue 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our first drum fill. And what he plays is 1 and 2. By the way, there are 3 toms in this song, but when there's only 2 toms used in the drum fill between the high tom and the low tom, I'll use these 2 toms. If there's 3 toms in the drum fill, I'll use these 3 toms. But yeah, it's just because it's easier. It's nicer feel if I just use the tom in front of me. So we get 1 and 2, and then a very subtle little ghost note, a 3 and, a 3 and on the of 2, 1 and 2 and a 3 and then down to the lowest tom, 4 and that swing fill, which is so hard to replicate. 4 and. So we get 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and 1. Yeah, we do go into a crash. And then this is interesting, the next bar, and I'm pretty sure I'm hearing this correct, he plays 1 and 2 and 3, but then goes back to the cross stick for the next 2 bars. So I'm pretty sure he plays a snare drum on beat 2, which might have been a mistake, but it doesn't. I don't know. I really don't. I mean, if you made a mistake like that on just an important recording, you probably go back and do another take. But it probably doesn't matter. It's not important, is it? So 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, make sure you hit the drum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's what he plays on the recording. Then the last bar of that line, 1 and 2 and. We then play a 3 and. Notice the bass drum plays on beats 3 and 4. A lot of these drum fills, Ringo is playing 1 and 2 with the bass drum underneath. We get 2 and a 3 and 4 and. Very simple drum fill. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. But very Ringo, isn't it? 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Don't know why that sounds so Ringo Starr to me. We then go into the chorus, and another thing that Ringo does with a lot of Beatles songs is he doesn't play the crash necessarily. He goes straight to the ride cymbal, kind of near the bell, but not really on the bell. But yeah, notice there's no crash cymbal going into chorus 1, which is very interesting. He does that in quite a few songs. By the way, I actually did a best of Ringo Starr, my top, I think it was 5 favourite drum beats from Ringo. I did a video on that recently. I'll put a link up on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, so you can check that out. That's also a big old free video drum lesson. If you're a fan of Ringo, which I presume you are watching this, then you can see my favourite drum beats and how I teach them to you and play them for you. So we then go into chorus 1, but before we do, let me now play for you the first 2 lines of verse 1 up to speed without the microphone on so you can hear just the drums. Here we go. So chorus 1 up on the ride cymbal, and we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, but Ringo's throwing in some extra little ghost notes. And it was quite hard for me to, when I was transcribing this, to decide whether it's a ghost note or the same sort of volume as the snare drum. So most of the time, if there's a snare drum note falling in between the right hand 8th notes on the ride cymbal, I've written it as a ghost note, but you could argue if you listen to the recording, hang on, that snare drum note was a little bit louder than the previous ghost note. It's one of those things, it's a feel thing. But what we got here is we got 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1. Those little ghost notes, the ones written in brackets on the chart, I'll play quietly, a little tap. 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 1. Second bar we get some extra bass drum. Ooh. 2, a 3 and 4 and a 3 and 4 and. Same for bar 3. Then bar 4, he does this a few times in the song. 1, 2, a 3, E and 4. And those snare drum notes, a 3, E and, are sort of played the same sort of volume as beats 2 and 4. 1, 2, a 3, E and 4 and. 1 and 2 and a 3, E and 4 and. Next line, we do get a crash cymbal on beat 1. 1, 2, a 3 and 4, a 1. Then bar 2, we get our first drag note. 1, 2, a 3. So it's a ghost note, but just doubled up. 1, 2, 3. It's called a drag. 1, 2, and a 3. And Ringo plays a few of these in the song. Bar 3, really easy. Then bar 4, we get this drum fill, and this uses all 3 toms. He plays 1, and then he comes off the ride cymbal. When he does this a few times as well, playing these snare drum notes without anything else. So presume with his left hand. 1 and 2 and, but I'm going to play that and of 2 with my right hand, because I'm then going to play and a 3 and a 3. So we get 1 and 2 and a 3, and the bass drum's playing on all 3 beats underneath. And a 3, then next tom, and a 4, and then and a 1. So we get 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. And with that distinctive lilt, if we can try and replicate it. So bars 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. At that slow tempo, it's very hard not to play a very, very strong lilt. I'll play up to speed for you in a moment. Then line 3, I'm going to start skipping over some of these easier bars with the ghost notes. Bar 1, we've sort of gone over it already. Bar 2 though, notice it's only a 2-bar line, and we get 1, 2, a 3 and, a 3 and then 4 reander. 4 notes just from the floor tom. 1, 2, a 3 and 4 reander. 1. And I'm la 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 la. Last time I sort of mentioned that. So now let me play for you all 3 lines without me yakking on over the top. So for verse 2, back to the hi-hat, but now we're playing snare drum instead of crosstick. So look out for the extra bass drum notes, starting from bar 2, 1, 2 and 3. He does actually play these extra bass drum notes. And that continues for all the rest of the line. The last bar of that line is 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 reander and a 3, the 16th notes, and a 4 reander 1, 1, 2, 3 and a 4 reander 1. Sort of this, there, okay. So I said that was the last time I mentioned it, that lilt thing. Then we go to the next line where he moves to the ride cymbal for the last 2 bars. 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 1. And then this next drum fill, 1, 2, 3 and a 4 reander. So it's a 3 and a 4 and a 3 and a 4 and but we get some dynamics and we get some drags. So it's a 3 and so the left hand's playing all the quiet notes there. A 3 and then 4 and a 3 and a 4 and so 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and a 1 into chorus 2, which is back to the ride cymbal. Okay, so starting from halfway through the first line of verse 2, I'll play those 4 bars and then the last 2 bars so we can hear those drum fills. Here we go. So chorus 2, back on the ride cymbal, look out for extra bass drum notes, for example bar 2, 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and 1. We get and 1 at the end of that bar there. On it goes, it's the same for bar 4 into bar 1 of the next line, 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and 1. Then the last bar of the second line we get 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Very simple, 3 and 4 and. We then go into the second page for the guitar solo, George's guitar solo. Back up on the ride cymbal, and Ringo starts with that more busy drum beat from previously. 1, 2, a 3 and 4, 1. But he ends it with a 4 and a 1, a little drag ghost note again. And then for this section, there are some sort of louder ghost notes. So bar 3 I've written as normal volume, 1, 2, a 3 and 4, rather than 1, 2, a 3 and 4. Have a listen and decide for yourself. Then we go to the second line, bar 4. This is quite hard to hear on the recording, but he's playing 1 and 2, so it's and a 2, but the left hand there is doubled. 1 and a 2. Plays a drag. 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 and 1. This is a really sparse drum fill. Played on its own, it sounds so empty. But plenty of space for the guitar to sing through. So bars 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. Next line, more louder ghost notes. Look out for them. And then bar 4. 1 and 2 and. He plays 2 and then an and slightly quieter afterwards. 1, 2 and 3, 4. It's almost 1, 2 and, but it's not. It's 1, 2 and 3, 4. So it's a slight dynamic difference there between those two notes. Last line, bar 4, we get 1 and then he moves to the floor tom and then the snare drum comes in with the floor tom. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And we build up in volume, a crescendo. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And we're going to stay on the ride cymbal for verse 3, believe it or not. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 into verse 3. Okay, here's all 4 lines of the guitar solo. So verse 3, as I mentioned, up on the ride cymbal, some extra little bass drum notes to look out for. Bar 4 is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and. Look out for that funky little fill. Then the end of that line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Again, leaving loads of space for the drums to resonate. No ride cymbal at the same time, just and 4 and. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. Last 2 bars, we get a drag at the end of the first bar there. 4 and a 1. And then the last bar of that line, 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and. Right, left, right. He might have played 4 and. You know, Ringo does a little bit of lead with his left hand. He could have played 4 and. But for most of us drummers, we prefer to lead with our right. So 4 and using the tom in front. It does sound like a bit of a higher pitched tom. 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and. 4 and, lovely. So you get this snare popping out on the and of 4. Then the outro. Bar 1 we get 4 and. So 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and. Bar 2 has the drag at the end. Then bar 3 is interesting. We get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. A line of bass drum and snare drum notes there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Last bar, bar 4, starts with the crash. Interesting place to put a crash. 1, 2, a 3 and 4. So bar 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, a 3 and 4 and. Then the last line, we've got a bar of 4, and then I've chosen to write the next bar as a bar of 3, 4. Now, I could have done this several different ways. I just wanted the crash cymbal section at the end to start on beat 1 of a bar of 4. It could have been written as It could have been written as a bar of 7. It could have been written as a bar of 4, then 3. I've decided to write it as a bar of 3. It doesn't matter how you count it. It's the same number of notes. I've written it as 1 and 2 and 3 and then going into a new section of 4, 4, we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. But I've written above, the last crash is slightly slowed down. So that last crash cymbal on the and of beat 1, there's a slight delay to it. So those crash cymbals are every 3/8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but we count it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. That slight delay at the end there if you listen to the recording. And that's how the song ends. So, Let me do from verse 3, halfway through the first line, so the last 4 bars of that line, all the way to the end. Here we go. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson as much as I did recording it for you. Don't forget, download the free PDF drum chart from my website. And if you've got any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below or email me, rob@drumstheword.com. Until our next drum lesson together, toodle pip and happy drumming to you. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below. And you can watch my other free drum lessons by clicking the links on the screen now. Alternatively, if you want to learn how to play literally hundreds of famous and popular songs in full, from start to finish and including the fully transcribed sheet music, then check out my website drumstheword.com for further details. Thanks for watching.